What is happening, my friends? Welcome to yet another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show, your go to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. My friends, welcome. Once again, I'm so happy that you took the time out of your busy schedule to tune in to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. I am your host, Arrington Gavin, coming to you on this great evening. Be sure to lock in weeknights at 11 p.m. to our radio affiliate, WDJY 99.1 FM. Straight talk out of Dallas, Georgia, to the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also tune into the program wherever you get your podcasts, as well as on the streaming platforms of YouTube and Rumble. Okay, our YouTube channel is R Smooth Club Media, as well as you can check us out on Rumble at the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also follow us on our social media platforms like Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show, as well as Rumble at the Arrington Gavin Show. Multiple ways you can tune in, stay informed, and keep up with the latest trending news and topics and conversations. Look, within this hour, we're gonna try and impact a lot. Of course, I got some more political corruption news to bring up, as well as the local races. So I just recently, guys, left I was at a forum earlier today over in another city, the city of Virginia Beach, which is the largest city population wise in the state of Virginia. They have some crucial local races happening. They have a mayoral race happening with, I want to say, about 6 candidates that are involved in this race. And then we also have um, council seats as well as school board seats. Now, I was at a city council forum. You had candidates that are running in their specific, in their selected districts, because Virginia Beach is not at an at-large like my home city of Chesapeake, but they have a district system. So they have some seats that are up for grabs. And so I always enjoy attending local political events, right? Especially forums, so you can get to know the candidate a little more. I've had a few local. I've had. Let me see. I've had a few local candidates representing Virginia Beach. I've had candidate. I have council member Chris Taylor, who is running for mayor of the city. I've also had former state delegate um, Cheryl Turpin, she actually made her announcement on the show to her that she was going to be running for mayor. And then I also had Mr. Calvern Cash Green, who is candidate for city council representing District 8, I believe. No, I'm sorry, District 7. And I also had Phil Hines, who is running, I want to say, for District 8. He's a candidate running for city council. He has been endorsed by council member Chris Taylor, who that was his seat. And so it was good seeing some familiar faces. I ran into my buddy Nicholas Olenek, who is no stranger to the show. Nick has been a very outspoken, vocal individual. He was a former candidate for state delegate. He's a member of the local, and statewide Libertarian Party. And so it was just good, seeing some folks. And it was hosted by the Virginia Beach Tea Party. So you had mostly strong conservative. I saw a lot of MAGA supporters out there, which I was like, ugh, oh. But nice. But look, some were nice people. I don't disown people who are supporters of Donald Trump. I don't shun people that voted for him. I have close friends who are supporters of Trump. Yeah, we don't agree politically, but at the end of the day, it's we have to agree to disagree. We have to learn how to agree, disagree, have the civil discourse. At the end of the day, we all want to see, we want to see we want to see the same outcome, right? We want to see success at the end of the tunnel. Yet we just have different ways of getting to that. That's how I look at it. But it was a quite informative, It got a little testy, right? It got a little testy, but it was still a very informative, a very informative forum. That being said, I just want to keep you guys up to speed and just, again, reminding you all the importance of your local politics, your local races, your local elections. I talk a lot, I know, about the presidential race. We see it a lot on our mainstream medias, but at the end of the day, you have to have the knowledge and understanding of what's happening in your backyard. Okay, you have to know who serves on your school board. You have to know who serves on your city council. You have to know who is in your who's leading your city in the mayoral seat. You have to have that knowledge, my friends. Please, please, you can't just be unaware of the issues happening in your backyard and don't and just think, oh, well, we just why Carmela, she gonna do anything with the potholes in my neighborhood? She gonna do anything about the traffic lights and all this blase blase? Look, it's not always about whoever is on a federal level or even your own governor, right? Bring it down to, from state senator to state delegate to, again, city council to school board. You have to have the knowledge on who serves on your local elected officials and serves in local office. Um, Look, I went to a different city to here. I'm going to continue to go to different cities within my home area, and again, just to stay informed, stay up to speed on things. So that was fun. Ran into some folks. I'm actually um anticipating on getting some calls from my friends on the left saying, I saw you at such and such. How could look? Hop off. Like, calm down. Just literally, it was open to all candidates, and some didn't show. Some, most people did, which is always great. There was some candidates that were very driven, very well spoken, very passionate. There was some that struggled, and it's just you almost ask, like, you might have the knowledge, but everything is visual when it comes to voters. Everything is visual. Okay, so you have to know that if you show off if you what's the word I'm looking for, if you if you I can't, I'm like literally having a brain fart. Um, Long story short, if you give off, there we go. That's the first one. If you give off, nervousness, or if you give off that, oh, I'm unprepared, guess what? That's gonna hurt you. That is gonna crush you in the long run. Look, it's early voting season, y'all. It's the final countdown. It is so much happening that you can it's everything is so much is at stake, so you have to be ready, willing, prepared. Okay, prepared, because best believe nobody is going to keep your foot to the fire more than people within your local community. They're going to chew you up and spit you out if you look anywhere. If they find you nervous, boom, they got you. I mean, come on. Gotta do better. Gotta do better. Let's see what else we have what do we have on tap for you? So a superintendent who happens to be a MAGA supporter says he was fired for promoting a Kirk Cameron book. Uh, Excuse me, a Kirk Cameron book featuring anti-woke titles. So we'll read a little more on that. Also, Trump calls out the ladies of The View. No shocker at all. But here's what the ladies of The View had to say. So we'll share that on the other side. Also, Fox News is on tap of launching a Spanish language show, which, once again, conservative outlets, they have the funds and they're always ahead. I feel like they're more ahead than liberal outlets. I could be wrong, but they're just always steps ahead in my opinion. Also, Deion Sanders, prime time coach, prime current University of Colorado football coach, football Hall of Famer, Super Bowl winning champ. Deion Sanders is on set to host a sports talk show on Tubi. Very excited about that, to talk more on that. Also, Golden State is now the home of not just the Golden State Warriors, but also their first ever WNBA team. And they just hired their inaugural coach. So we'll talk a little more about that as well. And if we have some time, we'll then talk about Jemele Hill, journalist Jemele Hill. She has a new show out. And it's going to be bringing sports and politics all together. So very excited to talk about that. And I'm just excited to be joining you once again for another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. So what we're going to do, my friends, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere, because we will be back with more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't change that dial.
You know, just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
What is happening, my friends? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your host, Arrington Gavin. Look, we always love to start it off. It's time for our fun fact of the day. And this fun fact, you're in store for this is a good one. Did you know that Dr. Seuss wrote Green Eggs and Ham on a bet? Did you know? It says here that Theodore Giesels, I don't know how to pronounce that last name too good. The editor didn't believe the author could write a book in 50 words or less. The finishing product contains 50 words on the dot. So literally, Green Eggs and Ham was off of a bet. That's actually pretty cool, because that's probably one of Dr. Seuss's most successful, most familiar, most popular novels. I don't like Green Eggs and Ham. I don't like them Sam I Am. Like, I mean, come on now. It's dope. That's dope. One thing I've realized, I never ate eggs and ham together, nor were they green. If they were green, I'll probably be like, I'll pass. I'll stick with I'll stick with the fruit. I'll stick with yogurt. Okay. I've never witnessed store of eating that together. Even the whole Canadian bacon mess, I don't like that. Anyway, as I digress, I forgot to mention, I have to thank some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like our friends over at Ingenious Gin. Ingenious Gin is a Black-owned, veteran-owned spirit that has a unique spin of the original gin. This rose gold complexion spirit is so delicious, and I am a bourbon and whiskey connoisseur, right? But there's only one gin that I will partake in and enjoy, fellowshipping with friends, and that is Ingenious Gin. So look, for more information, if you want to add this to your collection of gins or just to your bar collection, or try it out, visit your local Spear stores or ABC stores. And if you can't find them in those selected stores, then no worries. You can go online to www.ingeniousgen.com. Again, that's www.ingeniousgen.com. For those who are watching this episode, I've provided a 20% off discount code at the bottom of the screen, so you can apply that at checkout. Again, ingeniousgen.com. Be sure to drink responsibly. All right, my friends, let's move it on. Let's move it on. As I mentioned before, we got some political corruption happening in front of our very eyes. So, this actually, I'm going to start off with this one first because this occurred in my hometown of Chesapeake. Something that's not, it doesn't surprise me because look, we see corruption that happens on a higher level of office, but guess what? It happens on your local level too. This is no shocker, my friends. So this just came out. This was reported by the Virginia Pilot, and it says here that Chesapeake Police and the FBI were investigating bribery allegations. In 2022, a prosecutor warned of potential political interference. Now it says here that let's see here. In 2022, a local prosecutor warned the interference from the highest levels of City Hall could derail the allegations and scope of the local investigation were detailed in a letter obtained by the Virginia Pilot. The letter was written by Chesapeake Commonwealth attorneys Matthew Hamill and sent to city officials in August of 2022. The local investigation, according to the letter, centered bribery and political corruption, alleged to have been perpetrated by Shirley Forbes, as well as a possible implicating members of the Forbes family, various developers, and other elected officials. Now, Cheryl Forbes is the wife of former U.S. Representative Randy Forbes and runs a consulting firm that works with developers on projects that need city approval. Now, of course, Randy Forbes called the investigation bogus and characterized it as politically motivated. Now, for more information, you can read about this on the Virginia Pilot. Now you have to subscribe to this, but this is something that doesn't surprise me because I've always heard the name the Forbes. Oh, this is the part of the Forbes, this, that, and the other. I've heard it through the grapevine. I don't know how true it is, but I will say there's some sketchiness that occurs in local office in all cities. And I'm looking down because here in the studio I have my dog is somewhere wandering around here. He's a trip, but it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. There's crucial elections happening right now in my hometown, and I don't know if this is a justice is served kind of thing, or is it politically motivated? We don't know. We don't know. We live in a world right now where anything could be true, and so much stuff can be untrue. Um, we witnessed the court system being used as political pawns now, as almost like political props. Everything is, oh, we're taking this to court, we're taking this to court. I recently a good friend of mine, Don Carey, no stranger to the show, I've publicly said I am supporting him 110%. He's running for mayor, he's a current city councilman, and there was court cases involved with him saying that, hey, look, he should have resigned from his position, or we need to get him off the ballot. I mean, all this stuff just because you're scared of a little competition, because you're scared to lose that power. That's where all this political corruption comes from, guys. And it's insane. It's sickening, and it is insane. Now, to add more to this political corruption segment, recently, let me see here. Yet another member from the let me go right there, we go. Another member of the Eric Adams administration had resigned. Whoa, is this about to be like a every once a week kind of thing? Are we trying to break records on who can have the most resignations from administrations? Because I remember when Trump was first elected into office, I felt like everybody was either fired or resigning, fired or resigning, fired or resigning. So recently, NYC Deputy Mayor Philip Banks III resigned. This is reported by CBS News New York. It says here that New York City Deputy Mayor Philip Banks has resigned. Banks, who is the brother of schools chancellors David Banks, is the latest member of Mayor Eric Adams' inner circle to step down amid of multiple federal investigations of the mayor's administration. Now, he's not the only one that has resigned. Okay, let me just kind of give you all of the people who has either resigned or has been investigated or is under investigation. It's pretty ridiculous. Um, let's see right here. Let me bring this graphic up for you guys. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh, so five people. Five people has resigned. Um, two people has retired. One fired. I mean, it's a number of people. Uh, a lot of people have been raided by the FBI. And then there's three people has been indicted, including the current mayor. Uh, this is truly it's sad. 70% of New Yorkers are wanting Eric Adams to resign. Obviously, he's saying he's not because who wants to miss out on all that power, all that fame, all that publicity? Like who would want to resign from that? That's a L for him. He's not going to do that. But again, it's not looking too good for Mayor Eric Adams, might I say. Um, but once again, my friends, we have to keep these officials foot to the fire. And Eric Adams, my man, you have literally been caught up receiving bribes from Turkish companies. Um, and I mean, uh, plane tickets. This can I use that? Can I use this? I mean, dude, come on. You never thought you were gonna get caught. You never thought you were gonna get caught. Look, there's strong liberals out there that saying, I'm not a fan of Eric Adams. Seriously. There's Democrats that are not fans of him because he's a Democrat now. He's more moderate, but he's it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. As I digress from that, y'all, because I don't want to continue to talk so much about stuff that y'all already are aware of, but it just gotta, again, it's stories that are occurring in front of our very eyes. But I want to move on to this next story. So it says here that MAGA superintendent says he was fired for promoting Kirk Cameron's book fair featuring uh anti woke titles. Now, let me bring you this graphic and show you for those who are watching us. Who is Kirk Cameron? So Kirk Cameron is a very well-known actor. If you don't recall the famous show that he starred in, Growing Pains, that's where everybody remembered Kirk Cameron on. The teen actor, again, Growing Pains, which he earned 2 Golden Globe nominations. He's currently 53. He's a evangelist. Uh, he has a documentary host, producer. I would say a very far right activist. Um, he's the brother of Candace Cameron, who was DJ in Full House. Also very pro her faith, very, very pro Christian, which is nothing wrong with that. I'm a believer myself, but I feel as though there's a difference between Christians that are MAGA supporters, and I just feel like that's a group in their own. And I'm being dead honest. Like you, to me, I don't know how you could be so much of a very faithful person of faith, a follower of Christ, and support somebody like Donald Trump. That's just me saying he's the savior, he's doing this and that. I'm like, give me a break. Uh, a little more about Cameron. Again, outspoken social conservative. He supported Donald Trump. and says there are clearly enemies of Christian principles and Christianity. I don't think Trump is one of them. Ha 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 ha. That's what I have to say about that. Ha. That's funny. That is funny. But enough about Kirk Cameron. I want to read you more on this article. This was reported by the Independent, and it says here that the let's see this anti-LGBTQ superintendent of a Virginia public school district claims he was fired not for a lack of qualifications or his bigoted online activity, but for joining the former child star turned ultra conservative evangelical activist Kirk Cameron in a campaign to sideline secular children's titles by Scholastic, the world's largest publisher of children's books, in favor of Christian themed books that reinforce biblically based foundational values. Now, ousted Spotsylvania County Public School Superintendent Mark Taylor partnered with the Crusading Cameron last year to put on a fair featuring works by Publishing House Braves Books, which aims to empower your children against woke culture. Now, woke has been turned in so many ways. Initially, woke was used, and this is how I've always addressed woke. Woke is about being informed. What's the opposite of woke? Sleep, meaning that you are not informed. You are lost on all information. That's how I look at woke. Now, there are groups that support woke that goes a little bit too far, might I say. And I'll be honest, there's some very, extremist groups that are a little too woke, in my opinion. But I understand where the initial foundation of the term came from. But yet it always gets slewed up in the political game, and they, one side starts using it, and hey, this is such a bad term, this and then the other, and it goes all haywire from there. It says here that Brave has released children's books by and among other conspiracy theorists and convicted felons. Dinesh D'Souza, disgraced U.S. Army general, and QAnon acolyte Michael Flynn, former NRA spokesperson Dana Loesch, and Cameron himself. Taylor has no education experience before he was hired in 2022 over objections of many, including his own daughter, at a base salary of $245,000. Are you kidding me? $245,000. Uh, he was terminated for cause in March of 2024, but the specific reason of firing were hashed out behind closed doors and never fully revealed. Now, Taylor was already under fire for posting racist and homophobic material on his social media feeds, which he speculated disingenuously could have been hacked. Bro, looking at your long list of inspirations, I don't think your thing was hacked. I'll just be honest. How now it says here, however, in a newly filed wrongful termination lawsuit obtained by the Independent, uh, Taylor insists it was his association with Cameron that ultimately did him in. I doubt it. It was Kurt. It was Cameron. I really do. Like he's a interesting individual, but I doubt it. He got you fired. Might I say? Um, the first thing that I think is a bit odd is when you serve on a school board. Why the hell do you bring somebody in that has no education experience? Like I don't get that. We have that here in my hometown. Like we have people that serve on school board with absolutely no educational experience. The only experience they can relate to is they're parents of students. That's that's it. I don't understand. And here's the thing. I know there's candidates that's saying I'm fighting for representation for the parents. It's time for the parents, to be more involved when it comes to their students and in their learning and all the above. Here's my thing. Here's my take on this. Yes, you always want to be involved in your child's life, top to bottom. I understand that, but when it comes to education, I'm leaving it to the professionals because guess what? I'm their parent. I teach them life skills. I'm not here to educate them in mathematics, English, history, all that stuff. Now, hey, they'll learn regardless, within conversations, things like that. But you take them to school to learn. Okay? You take your child to school to learn. Leave that to the professionals. Stop trying to step over them. I don't know. I mean, it's a back and forth thing because I hear certain sides of why you should get more involved and why you have teacher meetings and what's the learning curriculum and all that. So I understand that, but I also feel like teachers don't get to do their jobs either, and I feel like that's a little bit messed up. But digress from that, can't get my words out properly this evening. What we gotta do? Like, we looking at time. We're gonna do another commercial break, my friends. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
Rugged is the new smooth, y'all. Did y'all know that? Did you know that? Well, it is, if just in case you didn't. All right, welcome back to the show. So, I mentioned earlier the Golden State is now welcoming a WNBA team to the area. Congrats to the WNBA, continue to expand. So much success has occurred, so much record numbers when it comes to attendance for home games, away games, revenue base. Is truly, we're witnessing the growth of the WNBA, which means, hey, possibly higher wages for their athletes, which will be awesome. But this is very new. Golden State just hired their inaugural head coach. Her name is Natalie Nakasi. And let me pull up a graphic so can put a face to it for those who are watching. And she is going to be the inaugural head coach of the WNBA's Golden State Valkyries. 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 I guess that's how you pronounce it. It's been a while since I've been in school, y'all, so don't judge me. Don't judge me and I won't judge you. All right. Calm down, Arrington. Give a little background about Natalie. She is, let's see, her inaugural season will begin in 2025. She's 41 years old, played 2 seasons with the San Jose Spiders in 2005, as well as the San Diego Sage in 2006 in the National Women's Basketball League, where she was the league's first Asian American player. She then interned in the NBA with the Los Angeles Clippers in 2012 before eventually becoming the team's video coordinator. Nakasi served as an assistant coach for the 2014 Summer League tournament, becoming the first woman to sit on the bench as an NBA assistant. She also became the assistant coach for the Clippers G League affiliate, the Agu Caliente Clippers. What is with these names? Can y'all make some easier names, please? Good gracious. For the 2017-2018 season before being promoted to player development assistant coach for the NBA Clippers the following season. Finally, she's joined the WNBA as an assistant to the Las Vegas Aces head coach Becky Hammon in 2022. The Aces won the league championships that year and again in 2023. Now, WNBA will hold an expansion draft on December 6th when the Valkyries will begin building their roster by selecting one player from each of the 12 existing teams' list of non-protected players. So I think this is a big deal in the sports world, might I say. I think this is, again, a huge shift in the WNBA. I'm excited and just excited to tune in more. Let's go ahead and stay in sports and move it on to where is did I lose that graphic? Okay, that's fine. I don't need to show you guys this. But next story, because I want to stay in sports. My boy prime time, Deion Sanders, Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champ, Deion Sanders. You know that guy, the guy that changed the whole football program at a HBCU, brought in millions and millions of dollars, great revenue to the state really of Mississippi and to the school of Jackson State. And then he went on to coaching where he's currently at now, University of Colorado, received a huge pay increase. They're not doing so bad as he's coaching his kids and he's doing really, really good over there. And he's known for being a champion, right? He has 2 rings, I believe. One with the Cowboys, one with the 49ers. So he's a champion winning guy. But this is new. He is now going to be heading to Tubi into a talk show space with Deion Sanders. It says here that the NFL legend will host We Got Time today on for Tubi, the first original talk show for the Fox-owned ad-supported streamer. The coach of the Colorado Buffaloes football team will host a series with former Entertainment Tonight host Roxy Diaz. Roxy Diaz also is a former co-host of 106 in Park. See, that's my child, right? Y'all know nothing about that. 106 in Park, that was my show. Her and Terrence J, that was my show. We need more shows like that. The coach, okay. It will be produced by Jesse Collins Entertainment and will consist of 20 weekly hour-long episodes each Tuesday. Now, it will cover news, culture, entertainment, and sports with interviews and celebrity guests. Now, the series is executive produced by Sanders and Jesse Collins Entertainment. Jesse Collins, Dion Harmon, Madison Merritt, and Elaine Matakis. Now, the Smack Entertainment did the deal on behalf of Sanders with or excuse me, SMAC Entertainment or Smack, yeah, on behalf of Sanders with Sam Horwitz, the SVP of Tubi's content, acquisitions and partners teams. Let's see here. And I quote, Sanders said, "I'm stepping into the studio to have real conversations with people from all walks of life. This show is about tapping into the culture. We're going to laugh, debate, inspire, and most importantly, we got time to talk life into our viewers while keeping things 100. I couldn't do this with anyone else except for Roxy Diaz, who I'm sure will keep me on my toes, and of course, my friends over at Tubi, who I've been a big fan of over for a long time now." Now, he says here at Tubi, we're committed to deliver, or this is coming from staff members of Tubi. Tubi, we are committed to delivering engaging content that resonates with viewers by reflecting the diversity of our audience. It says here, we got time today rejuvenates the traditional talk show format with a loose energy that showcases Deion's dynamic personality along with his stellar chemistry with Roxy. I got my dog chewing on something down here. Says here that the mix of real talk with the pulse of pop culture is very much on brand for Tubi, and we expect it will surely spark conversation. I will say, my friends, I'm excited about this because one thing Deion is a global phenomenon. He is a personality. He's been a long time contributor at the time for the NFL Network. He was one of the key personas up there, along with so many others like Michael Irvin. Um, Deion had shows in the past. I think this is very much on brand for Deion Sanders. There's great recognition for the University of Colorado because, and, I'm gonna see how he can, juggle the two, which is no stranger because he's done it so many times. But again, depending on the future with him in Colorado, hey, this is something that continue to build up, build up, build up. So it's pretty dope. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this new show. Speaking of more sports shows, let's go ahead and change it up a little bit. Let's bring on Miss Jemele Hill. Jemele Hill is a journalist, no stranger to television. She was a very successful co-host of a show called, I think, His and Hers on ESPN. Then she went on doing her own thing, creating her own podcast network. She had a podcast called Jemele Hill Unbothered, I believe it was called. And she's been very outspoken, especially when it comes to politics, right? Culture, sports, of course. This reported by TMZ. Jemele Hill: sports and politics always intertwined, only divisive when black athletes speak out. Ooh, pretty testy, right? So she has a new show, I believe, called Spolitics. Yes. It says here, Jemele Hill says speaking out about important issues wasn't a problem for centuries in the US, but when black athletes started using their platform to talk politics, everything changed. I don't disagree with her. I think that now I can't say specifically black athletes. That I can't provide the data on that, but I would just say it's definitely been shown that fans of just football, they hate when their favorite players or their teams talk a lot outside of sports and talk on more social issues, talk political. They can't stand that. I mean, look at it now. When uh uh Colin Kaepernick took the knee, all hell broke loose, right? When LeBron James spoke on issues happening, social issues, what was said by Fox News host Laura Ingraham, shut up and dribble. I mean, come on now. We see it now with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was very vocal about his stance on the vaccine. He was also uh 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 talked down about it and criticized a lot. Um the list goes on and on. We see it now with she's no athlete, but Taylor Swift. She's very much a big part of the NFL now, ever since she started dating Super Bowl champ Travis Kelsey. Taylor Swift is on the Harris Waltz train, and she's getting criticized from Chiefs fans and other sports fans. Brittany Mahomes, the wife of Pat Mahomes, she liked the post from Donald Trump, and she's getting criticized. So I mean, sports is it's always a hard thing to try and discuss because you have people that look at sports as a form of entertainment. They look at it as like a decompress, like, okay, boom, we can separate the outside world issues and just enjoy sports. Oh, wait, what? They're talking about politics again? Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me. Look, y'all have to realize politics is in everything. It's in what we watch on TV when it comes to entertainment, comedy, documentaries, the types of clothes we wear, the lingo, sports. It's in everywhere. Politics is everywhere. It's in business. It's in uh 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 uh, for, nonprofit work. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. All right. It's in our culture, so you can't try and run away from it. It's everywhere. Let's see here. Veteran sports journalist and activist joined the TMZ live recently, and she tells us even George Washington used sports to talk politics when he was running for office, plying guests with alcohol and playing competitive games to win their votes. Hill says that's just one interesting antidote. She digs into the first episode of her new podcast called Politics, and adds famous athletes are still just citizens, so they've got every right to speak their minds about how they're voting. Uh, she also says there's a long history of this, but when black athletes finally broke the color barrier in major professional sports, people flipped the script, calling the rhetoric diverse. Just give me rhetoric divisive. Um, she also says she often speaks about uh political issues dating back in 2017 when she then president when she called then President Trump a white supremacist. She left ESPN shortly after, later blasting the workplace conservative culture, which boy have the tables have turned, because now you have conservative commentator, who I will say now conservative commentator Sage Steele, saying it was a total opposite for her, saying it wasn't a place for conservative voices. Now Jemele saying differently, which I would love to see them on a podcast episode together, one or the other. It would be pretty dope to see. Where that dog is my dog is everywhere right now. Let's see here. Says here, further to explore the interaction between sports and politics. Politics will debut very soon this year. She and Carrie Champion, also co-hosts of the Vice TV series Carrie and Jemele, stick to sports. I think this would be quite interesting. I think it's always great to involve sports and politics all together. I feel as though a lot of sports commentators are turning more political. We see now with Stephen A. Smith of First Take. He has his platform called Stephen A. Smith Show, where he speaks on everything. And right now, because it's election season, he's speaking mostly on politics. We see his former co-host Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is no longer with FS1. He now hosts his own solo show called Skip Bayless Show, which he wants to continue to build his a YouTube channel network with all different types of shows. But he's speaking on politics. Who else? I mean, so there's so many names. I think Outkick. I mean, come on. Outkick is literally a platform that was built up from, I believe his name was Clay Travis, sports guy, right? He incorporates sports and politics, and now he has this huge entity that's now bought out by Fox. Will Kane started off as a sports guy. Now he's a regular. He works with Fox News. He has his own platform, his own show. So it's there. It's a market for it. So for people that are saying, "Oh, come on, this is ridiculous," no, stop being silly. Don't be a hypocrite. It's been done many a times. How are we looking with time? Let me. Well, I have time to. I got two. I'm running a little short. On the. Let me see. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a quick commercial break. When we come back, will have our final story of the day. We're gonna talk about The View. All right, The View, and then we're gonna close it up. And I forgot to mention a couple of other stories, but we will move that on to the next show. That's what happens when you're having fun here on the Arrington Gavin Show. So don't go anywhere, my friends. We will come back. We'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere.
You know, just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
Alrighty, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin show. As I mentioned earlier, none other than Donald J. Trump. He calls out yet another group of people because he hates it when people pick on him after he picks on so many others. He feels like he's the victim, and so now he's calling them out. And he's calling out none other than The View. Whoopi, nasty, just nasty person, disgusting. Sunny Hostin, she thinks she's an attorney, not a good one. When's the last time she won a case? I don't know. All of them are just nasty, nasty, nasty people, nasty people. All right, so this is up here. Recently he called out the View, called them nasty, as I mentioned before, and let me go ahead and find this soundbite. How am I looking with time? Let me find this soundbite for you all and let you hear it for yourself. So he described them as nasty individuals, and of course the ladies had to respond. And I will talk to you on the other side. Let me play the soundbite for you, and we'll talk on the other side.
I was filthy.
She was so filthy dirty, disgusting. Half the place left. I said I'd never hire again.
I was filthy. And stand on that fact. I have always been filthy. And you knew that when you hired me. I headlined, babe, at your casino, which I might have continued to play had you not run it into the ground.
Exactly.
But it does that. You know, listen, how dumb are you? You hired me 4 times. You can go to William Morris and get the things, because I know y'all are going to be looking for it. So talk to William Morris. You hired me 4 times and you didn't know what you were getting? How dumb are you? This is what irritated him. Not what's going on.
Right.
Hurricanes,
Right.
there's all kinds of, as it turns out, I was filthy. Going on in our country. But we irritated him to the point where he had to admit he does watch the show, something we already knew. So when you hear people saying, I don't watch that show, they're lying.
Yeah.
Okay? Going on in our country. But we irritated him to the
Have a personal legal note.
I think the other one asking the question is dumber than Kamala. So she's a dummy. I watched her over the years. That is one dumb woman.
Donald Trump, I want to thank you for personally telling so many lies and committing so many alleged crimes and providing us with material on a daily basis. You help us do our jobs, and I'm so appreciative. Because of people like you, a former prosecutor and legal expert can become a fixture on a show like this. And again, I'm so grateful. I admit I may not have spent as much time in a courtroom as you have.
That's a good one.
I was also recognized with a Special Achievement Award by the Department of Justice. You remember the department? Have a personal legal note.
I think the
Right? It's the agency that's been pursuing you for decades. And like Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, I've had a history of prosecuting sex offenders. So thank you for keeping people like us in business.
You hear Joe in the background?
You're always welcome to come here and answer some. If sitting so close to a prosecutor won't make you nervous. I'll even give you a free View mug, not to be confused though with a mug shot, because that's your area, right?
So, first of all, I just gotta say, they went in on that ass. They really tore into But again, he got what he deserved, because when 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 you call people out, when you criticize people, you can't expect not to get heat back, right? Now, I am I've grown up around, raised by a bunch of women in the family, right? I say all that to say, best believe one of the things that they watch on TV is The View. Now, The View used to bug me. I mean, I guess it's there. I'm not a View watcher. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I've watched episodes before and things like that. I'm not like a avid fan. Like, it's time. I gotta watch the View. I gotta watch the View. But I was, I'm a person where I just felt like there were so many female panel shows. So I'm not anti View. But I just think that it's definitely a left-leaning program. Let's be honest. I'm not crazy about panel shows that are not too fair. I mean, they're somewhat fair. Whoopi Goldberg, I mean, it's no disputing that she's a Democrat, very strong Democrat. Same with Joy, same with Sunny Holston. One of their regulars also, Anna Navarro, who she's busy on the campaign trail and doing so much other stuff, but she is a registered Republican. I mean, very vocal about that, but she is not a Trump fan. I believe her name is Alyssa Harris or Alyssa Ferris. She is a former Trump Trump member, from a former staffer from the Trump administration, another anti-Trump fan. And then you have Sarah Haynes, who has had a long career working with ABC. She's independent, more left-leaning independent, but she's also not a fan as well. So really, the show is about bashing him. The show as a whole has already endorsed Kamala Harris. I mean, there's no hesitation with that. I just thought this was funny. I thought I wanted to share this with you all because, I mean, they went in. They went in. They went in. I just think it's unfortunate how Trump was friends with all these people and now they are bashing him. Now, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's rigged. This is so much riggedness happening with this election race. He used to be a Democrat too, and now everybody is against him because of his views and whatever." Views, no pun intended. But everybody is not his side anymore. Look, people can change. Okay, people can change, and let's be honest. In the celebrity world, everybody might say they're friends. They're not really friends. They're just acquaintances. They might work together. They cross paths in different events and all that other stuff. I won't just call them friends. They might just be cordial towards each other. So I just thought this was interesting. But look, I am getting close to the time. So my friends, I hope you enjoyed yet another great conversation here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Be sure to tune in weeknights at 11 p.m. To the Arrington Gavin Show on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, as well as WDJYFM.com. You can also listen in wherever you get your podcasts, and you can watch us streaming on YouTube and Rumble. So multiple ways you can tune into the program. Make sure you are registered to vote, my friends. Vote, because this is a crucial election. So much is at stake. So please make sure you are registered, and make sure your family and your friends, make sure everybody's registered, because your vote is your voice. If you want to be heard, then you need to vote, my friends. Okay, you need to vote. Please do that for me. Take care. God bless. I'll see you next time, my friends.